What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotics, bringing you our Week 5 battle for the APA Academy. Today we are facing off against the Galactic Garchomps and their coach Silver Smasher, in a game that is very, very important for the standings because at this point I believe he is either undefeated or he has like one loss, and we're sitting at the same place, one loss. We are not leading our team. He is leading his team though in the standings, but this game is very important because we want to make sure that we get as many points as possible. Obviously, we want to make sure we have as good of a record as possible, because even if we do finish with the first team overall in the first place team in terms of the standings, we would end up potentially missing playoffs. We'd have to have one of the 5 highest records for our team to make that playoffs push. But last week, if you guys missed it, we ended up playing against the Norwich Skitty, a game where we actually redeemed ourselves after our loss against the LA Valientes and that Destiny Bonding Mimikyu. But today we are facing off again, like I said, the Galactic Garchomp. Very scary roster with a couple monsters just, well, we have no switch-ins to at all, and we have a really tough time breaking his team, mostly because of Magic Guard, and that's a pretty big deal, so we'll just go into that right away. I do want to give a huge thank you to AA-Ron2420 Aaron for coming through and helping me with the build for this battle. I had a couple mons built already, namely the Ho-Oh that we're bringing, and I think I had a Doug Trio and I had a Coco that were definitely going to be coming, and then we kind of just talked it over like an hour and a half and just came with a new team that we think is pretty damn solid for this game. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So my opponent is the team of Mega Blaziken, which I have no switch-ins to. There's a Giratina Origin form, which again I have no switch-ins to. Ferrothorn, Primarina, Reuniclus with Z-moves, Donphan, Jolteon, Swellow, Kangaskhan with Z-moves, Azumarill with Z-moves, Spiritomb, and Alakazam. He ended up bringing all 3 of his potential Z-users, so I don't know which one is which, or which one could be running Z-moves, but yeah. Anyways, I am pretty hungry right now. I have a pizza on the way because why not? And yeah, this is actually going to be a very long battle. We did technically... You know what? No, I'll let you guys see, because today and tomorrow this APA battle is going up on. I'm pretty sure it's September 1st. I could be wrong on that. Hope it should be. Pretty sure. Anyways, and the next day on September 2nd, our next BBL game is going up as well, and both these battles are long. So just enjoy. Grab I don't know, order a pizza or something. Do whatever. Just bag of chips, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Just eat something, chill, drink something, enjoy this long commentary because it's a long one. Anyways, to start off, our team, because I did not mention our team, is Ho-Oh, Tapu Koko with Z-moves, Aegislash, Mega Latios, Doug Trio with Z-moves, Amoonguss, Miltank, Seismitoad with Z-moves, Hawlucha, Bisharp, and Illumise. Now, let's start off with our Ho-Oh. Our Ho-Oh, it survives an adamant Blaziken's high jump kick into a Stone Edge always, no matter what, because we are Charty Berry. We outspeed a modest Primarina. We take a modest Spec Surf. There's also only 2 rolls for us to die from a Timid Specs Hydro Pump. We also live Timid Life Orb Jolteon's T-Bolt in terrain because of the Tapu Koko's terrain, because originally at this point I had terrain on the set. It had 1 roll to kill, so yeah. We live a non-boosting T-Bolt, almost never 2 KOs. A Specs Boomer Swallow doesn't 2 KOs if he's timid, which he should be, and we also take 2 Aqua Jets from Azumarill, and we are not killed by Waterfall, so very, very important there. We are running Brave Bird, Toxic Roost, and I actually have Whirlwind on this set to get rid of any potential setup sweepers like the Reuniclus, which I have no other options for. Our next mon is going to be our Latios here. We have speed for the Giratina, we have HP and HP and defense, so we're never OHKO'd by a +2 Adamant Blaziken's Stone Edge. That's if he's running Adamant. I don't think he's going to run Adamant. He should be running Jolly, because, yeah, he needs like a +1 boost in speed, so if he ends up being in a situation where it's my Latios against his Blaziken or something, and I'm maybe at like 50%, 60%, he's going to have to go for the Protect to outspeed me, and then go for the Stone Edge again. So that's that. We also have Spadef and HP to make sure that we are never OHKO'd by Giratina's Draco after we get a Calm Mind boost. So that's pretty important there again. If he goes for the Calm Mind, then we'll live that hit no matter what, and we can then just fire off a Shadow Ball, and put the rest on our special attack. We are running Mono Shadow Ball this week, even though he does have 2 normal types. I just did not expect him to bring the normal types at all. Swellow, I could have seen it coming. Kangaskhan, Aaron was saying low-key it has a decent matchup. It really doesn't. I don't understand. I don't see it. It does not have a good matchup this week. The only way it's going to put in work against me is if I bring mons that only have ghost type moves, which I brought 2. So it could be a bit of a pain, and it's just because of that. I had no reason for him to bring that set, or whatever. Moving on, though, we have our Aegislash here with the Cassid Berry. We are running Shadow Sneak, Swords Dance, King's Shield, and Shadow Claw. I was debating Sacred Sword over the Shadow Claw, but I became so convinced that there was not going to be any normal types coming that I said, you know what, I'm fine with running this. And besides, if he's running the Swallow, which is the only normal type he should have brought, then the Ho can handle it pretty damn well. The Amoonguss can handle it if he's not a physical set, so we should be good there. Anyways, this set is very, very... We spoke about this for a long time. We have HP and defense, so we're never OHKO'd by a modest Shadow Ball from Giratina's after Stealth Rocks, and our Berry, if I'm in Blade form. Our attack lets us always always KO a 76 HP Blaziken after rocks with +2 Shadow Sneaks after he gets a Flare Blitz recoil. So we'd basically be at +2, let's say. We go for Shadow Sneak, we're in our sword form, and then he goes for a Flare Blitz. The recoil plus the damage from Shadow Sneak will always KO him. I was debating Sacred Sword, like I said, or Shadow Claw, but I felt Dual Ghost Stab was needed. It was the best way to hit the Giratina because I did not want to be dropping to the Shadow Ball from this thing. It also helped me out with physical Giratina if that was to be a thing. Moving on, though, there is the Amoonguss that I'm bringing this week. It is the weirdest bring because we are going up against a Mega Blaziken. Yeah, anyways, we have our Amoonguss here, which I don't think... Oh, yeah, I called it AA Moongus because Aaron, AA, Ron 2/20. There you go. It is Rocky Helmet this week. It's going to do a bit more chip damage to the Blaziken, to the Azumarill, to the Kangaskhan, and it's a really solid set. We have Clear Smog, Seed Bomb, Stomping Tantrum, and Synthesis. It's a very, very good set this week. Stomping Tantrum is there to always break the Blaziken substitute. Clear Smog is there to get rid of any potential stat boost that the Azumarill might get, or I don't know, the Giratina might get if it's running the Calm Mindset. Seed Bomb is there to do tons of damage, 50% at minimum, I believe, to both Azumarill and Primarina, as long as the Azumarill is not Sap Sipper. And then we have Synthesis for recovery because it's pretty much needed. And what else? Let me see this. What's my? Oh yeah, Spit F. So we are never O-code by Specs, Primarina, Psychic after rocks, and we have and we also live a +1 Giratina's Dragon Pulse. I believe that's what it was, but could be wrong on that. Anyways, the rest is our defense. Next up, though, we have totally our Seismitoad with the Rocky Helmet this week. Stealth Rock, Poison Jab, Earthquake, and Toxic. We are pretty heavily invested into our defense. This is a answer to the Blaziken. We have the Water Absorb there to take a hit from the Azumarill if he's running no Play Rough, I guess. But we have Speed for the Jolly Azumarill, creeping our Toad / Bisharp, so creeping Admin Azumarill. So basically, if he is creeping, sorry about that, I should probably turn off my phone, but if his Azumarill is creeping in Adamant Bisharp, then we should be able to outspeed him. We should be good for that 100% of the time. Our HP and special defense, so we always take a timid Mega Blaziken's HP Grass after rocks. That's just in case he's running a special set, and the rest is put in our defense, and we actually end up being an Impish Nature. So we have a very, very, very defensive Seismitoad here. And our final mon is going to be our lead here. We have a Bisharp, which is running Focus Sash. I believe it was Rookie, I think the name was that I was giving it, but I can't remember what it was for the first time. But we have a Knockoff, Low Sweep, Sucker Punch, and Taunt. And it's a pretty good set this week. It is a lead here. It is able to be an Adamant Nature. Is make sure we don't get rocks against us. So if he is leading the Donphan in this situation, we should be able to stop rocks from getting up. We have Speed for the Azumarill, no Speed Giratina, and we have Taunt to stop rocks from going up, like I said, and to stop setup Giratina. Low Sweep will always break the Blaziken substitute. It will also always lower his speed by 1 stage. Knockoff is there because it's Knockoff. Sucker Punch is there in case I need last minute chip. I was debating Pursuit. I thought it'd be really solid, but this was a lead set, so we decided to go against it and go with just the standard, well, I guess, Low Sweep instead of Pursuit. But yeah, that's our team, and I know it's been a pretty lengthy intro. We're already, what, like 8 minutes into this, my god, and having started this 22-minute long battle, so this is going to be 30 minutes plus, but enjoy. So looking at what he brought, I'm leading off with my Bisharp 100%. It is my best lead in this situation, and in reality, I can stop him from getting up rocks. If he leads off with the Blaziken, then I'm pretty screwed, but it's not going to be the end of the world because I do have the Sash, I do have the Low Sweep, so if he goes for the Flare Blitz or even the High Jump, there's a chance for him to miss. I can also go for the Low Sweep and just do tons of damage to him regardless. So the lead is going to be the Donphan, though, and this is making me think, okay, he's going to get up his rocks. I'm just going to go for a Taunt here. It's my best bet. Taunt will stop him from getting up rocks, and he'll have to attack me then. I do have my Sash to make sure I can live 2 hits, so I can knock off his item, and then just go for either a Sucker Punch on the Ice Shard or a knockoff again after that. So I go for the knockoff here, and he did go for rocks there, so he did not get a chance to go for rocks anymore, and he goes to the Earthquake, as it is going to do quite a bit of damage to me, but it is not actually going to bring us down to our Sash. So we know that he is pretty much a no investment Donphan, at least I'm pretty sure of that. And I can go for a Sucker Punch here in case he's running the Ice Shard, and we do bring him down to about like 40-ish%, maybe 35%, as he's going to go for the Play Rough here to get rid of us. So I'm assuming he probably was expecting the Mega Latios to come in. So at this point, I am going to bring in my Mega Latios because he does bring his rocks, or loses his Taunt. I would have gone to maybe my Ho, maybe my Aegislash had he still had his Taunt up, but I felt like this was my best bet because I did not want him to get a chance to go for get his rock. So anyways, I'm going to Mega Evolve here and go for the Shadow Ball to try and get rid of that thing as quickly as possible. But unfortunately for me, he goes into the one normal type that he definitely should not have fought in my opinion, but he did, and it is paying dividends for him already because he's immune to my only attacking move on my Latios. Seeing I never mentioned it, I have a Defog, Calm Mind, Roost, and Shadow Ball. It's a pretty decent set against his team, bar the damn normal types. Anyways, he goes to the Body Slam here, and he's going to be taking Rocky Helmet damage from my Seismitoad as he takes about 50%, which is not so bad. I don't know why I went to this thing. Now I'm thinking about it, I should have definitely gone to my Amoonguss. Yeah, why did I go into this thing? Anyways, it's not the end of the world. I go for the Body Slam. He goes for the Body Slam again. He's going to take more chip damage, and I'm going to go for the Stealth Rock, or the Toxic rather, to try and get up this thing, or stop this thing from getting, what am I saying? Trying to stop this thing from getting leftover recovery and just keep taking damage, because I need to get rid of this thing as soon as possible. And my other moves being like Poison Jab, and I think I had Ice Punch or something, where we're just not going to cut it. Anyways, at this point, I'm going to go for my Stealth Rocks here, I believe, as he's going to switch out, and he's going to go into, I think, his... No, he goes into the Reuniclus here, which is a very scary mon for us to deal with. And, yeah, look, it's just a scary mon as I actually end up going for Earthquake. And I remember thinking right now, I have to go for Earthquake here. I have to get rid of this thing just in case it doesn't have rocks. And I kind of regret not having Earthquaked earlier instead of going for Toxic. But it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. At this point here, he is in with his Reuniclus. This is a very scary, scary threat for me to deal with. So I need to switch out. I need to go into my answer, which is going to be my Mystigan here. Because if he does set up, I can set up alongside him and I can beat it. That's why I brought the Calm Mind on this set. I probably should have taken off Defog because I had the taunts. I did build them kind of separately, but at the end of the day, I needed Defog because my Ho was super defensive, and I need to check the Giratina in a way, and also definitely need to check the Mega Blaziken. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but he is going to switch into his Donphan here, and I'm going to go for the Calm Mind, as I kind of expect him to go for another Shadow Ball, and I would be able to then live the hit. But he decided to switch out into the Donphan, and I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball here. So he can probably just go for an Ice Shard and get about like 20% off me, 30% off me. But no, he doesn't have it, it looks like, and Shadow Ball will come out and get the KO on the Donphan. So no rocks for him, which is fantastic. My Ho now has free reign to do basically whatever it needs to do, which is amazing. And yeah, honestly, I'm very happy with how this game has gone so far, even though the Kangaskhan is around. He does reveal the Shadow Sneak, though, which is terrifying. As I get off a +1 Shadow Ball off on this Giratina here. And I did not expect him to run the Shadow Sneak. I did not expect a physical Giratina. That showed me he's pretty much a max attack Giratina. He could be Adamant, he could be Jolly, I don't know yet. Actually, I think I found out he was Adamant based on the roll, but I'm not positive. Anyways, in comes Totally here, as I'm expecting him to go for another attack, as he goes to the Shadow Sneak, which is great for me, and he is going to be taking Rocky Helmet damage because we lived that hit. So now he's in range of maybe another hit from Rocky Helmet, I don't know yet, but he is going to go for the Earthquake instead, so he reveals the Earthquake, which is going to do a large chunk of damage to me, and get the KO on my Seismitoad here. So no rocks. Yeah, very disappointing. Yeah, just disappointing there. Anyways, it is what it is. I go into my Aegislash here. I do have the Cassid Berry. I do have the Shadow Sneak. I'm going to go for the Shadow Sneak right here, as he ends up switching out back into Lapis, which is the Kangaskhan, named after his team, her team, the Aussie Kangaskhan's. And yeah, we're pretty much walled here. There's really nothing we can do. I wish I had the Sacred Sword. It would have been fantastic how we had it, but damn it. It's a really big deal we don't have it now, because this thing kind of just walls us until the end. Yeah. Anyways, he's going to go into It's here, pull a double into his Blaziken, as I actually made a swap, and I believe I went into my Amoonguss here, as great double, great double, and at this point, I have to sack my Amoonguss here. There's no choice. I just can't let him set up a sub, though, so I'm going to go for the Stomping Tantrum here to just kind of hope he doesn't go. He just goes for the sub. I'm hoping he does that, because it'll break the sub, and then he'll take Flare Blitz recoil, and take a lot of it, and he'll take Rocky Helmet. He'll be at like 25%, maybe even less. So, but he just goes to the Flare Blitz anyways, and he's going to take helmet damage. He's going to take a ton of recoil because Amoonguss is a bulky boy. And yeah, 212 damage taken. That's from helmet, and then this next little bit is going to be from the recoil. And you're going to see this does over half to him. That's insane, just off recoil. But it's got a speed boost here, which is very scary. But at this point, I can go into my Ho-Oh here. Ho-Oh is in, and Ho-Oh is going to be claiming a lie, basically, unless it belongs to the Reuniclus. That thing is super scary, as he goes for his Protect here, just like a scout, but also get a +2 boost in speed. So now he potentially Baton Pass, and that's one thing we did speak about. I did not think a Baton Pass Blaziken made sense here, because it was such a great sweeper against me, but he ends up bringing a Baton Pass Blaziken right here, and he's going to Baton Pass into something. I was thinking maybe he's going to go into the Reuniclus, maybe he's going to go into the Kangaskhan. What's he going to do? It's all he has left. Maybe Giratina, but that's going to die to a Brave Bird. But no, he ends up going to his Azumarill here, which I understand, I guess. He's at +2, which is cool. He's taking over half from this thing, 100%, and he does. And he's out of range for the Belly Drum, unless he goes for a Z Belly Drum, which is exactly what he's going to do here. And I wasn't worried about... I had to stay with this thing, because a Waterium Z, that would have hurt big time. It probably would have killed me, actually. But I didn't see him running Water Z. It would be Belly Drum against me, or Choice Band or anything. But no, he ends up just going for the Z move, and this is perfect for me because he's at +6, he brings himself back down to half, and I can just go for a Blurry Bird and finish this thing off. So the Azumarill becomes less of a threat, which is fantastic, and we still have our Ho-Oh round. We got the crit there, it did not matter at all. You guys saw we did like 60% before with the first Brave Bird, so that's great. At this point, I'm really wishing I had Rocks up on my side of the field. It would have been fantastic because this thing would have probably been gone by now, but he could have the Stone Edge, he could have the Shadow Force. I'm just going to switch out, and at this point here, I kind of wish I actually stayed in because he's going to reveal the Stone Edge, and he's going to land on my what was this thing called? I'm trying to think of the name. Mega Latios, that's it. And I had the Charty Berry. I would have lived that hit. Brave Bird comes out, and we could have gotten rid of this thing early, which would have been fantastic for my Aegislash. But I go for my Aegislash here anyways to kind of force him out. And again, really, really wishing I had the Sacred Sword here because he goes back into his Kangaskhan. At this point, he pretty much knows I don't have anything to hit it because had I had something to hit it, I probably would have gone for it by now. But yeah, Shadow Sneak comes out. He's going to take a bit more toxic damage, which is going to just be negated by his leftovers. So at this point, we're just in a terrible situation. I think we have our, what do we have? We have our, I'm trying to think of it, Aegislash, our Ho-Oh, and what else do we have left? I honestly can't remember. We lost our Seismitoad. We lost our Bisharp. We lost our Amoonguss. I think this is it. This is all we have, and we lost our Latios. So I think it's just my my Aegislash and my Latios against his Kangaskhan, his Reuniclus, and his Mega Blaziken, and his Giratina. Yeah, I think that's it. I think he has 4 mons left. So he's going to switch out, and he's going to go into his Giratina here. I actually made the swap into my Ho, which is an amazing, amazing play. We live any one hit he wants to go for because we're at max HP. Stone Edge should not KO us, so I'm just going to go for the Stone Edge, as yeah, it is 4-2, and he's going to go for the Shadow Force. So this takes away the option that he had to miss. It also takes away the switch back into my Aegislash here. So great play on his part. Shadow Force comes out. It should do around half to me, I'm thinking, because if he is Adamant Nature, which I'm expecting, and yeah, he does over half to me. He does well over half, which is scary. But Brave Bird comes out, and Brave Bird will be able to get the KO on the Giratina. So we managed to bring this down to a 3-2 at this point. And my God, does it get kind of stalled here. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm sorry, I'm just going to speed it up because this game, yes, this game has 15 minutes left in it, and we go to timer. We go to timer in this game, and yeah, it's basically just a combination of Roost. It's a combination of Toxic. I managed to Toxic the Kangaskhan earlier on in the game. He's going to go for Calm Minds here, so I can just Whirlwind him away. He's going to end up in his with his Blaziken against my Ho a couple times because of the Whirlwinds, but it doesn't end up leading to anything because his Reuniclus always is 2 hits away. It can survive 2 hits, unless I got a crit on one of them, which I did not end up getting one. Now, we did not technically go to timer, but it was 10 minutes left. I think it was like, because like I said, this is going on for another 15 minutes, and we had been around, I think, maybe 30 minutes of time at this point, and I was like playing, seeing if I can do anything, and then I said around 25 minutes, I was like, listen, we're probably not going to get any movement here, and we can both choose the timer stall to win via PP stalling, but I don't think it's a waste of both of our time to just timer stall for the entire 60 minutes I was here. So we just decided, you know what, we're going to call it, and I'm just going to keep playing because you never know, there might be a little like difference, but I'm just put it to ×5 speed as he reveals his, I think his moveset was Psyshock, Shadow Ball, Calm Mind, and Recover. His Kangaskhan ended up having Wish and Protect, and I'm sorry it's going kind of fast, but I don't want to be just here for 30 minutes going over the exact thing that happens. Basically, I'm just trying to force him into his Kangaskhan like in Brave Bird and make sure this thing could potentially be in range. I just want to get rid of the damn Kangaskhan because if the Kangaskhan goes down, I win. But he knows that. He knows that, so he can just avoid this. And again, we are going to lose this game 3-2 at timer, quote unquote. Yeah. Very, very disappointing that we ended up taking a loss here. It honestly came down to my prep. I felt, of my Mons, all of them were built excellently. They all had great sets on them. It's just the damn Kangaskhan was not prepared enough around, and that was a big deal because I did not expect him to run. Well, I kind of expected he was in brain to run Wish Protect, but I thought I could definitely deal with that. But again, the fact that he had leftover, so he kept recovering back that little bit of toxic damage that he was taking every turn, 6% when he kept getting switched out. This is the first time the Blaze comes out, I believe. It would have been it was definitely a blow to us, but yeah, disappointed. We ended up taking a 3-2 loss here. I'm really hoping that we can bounce back the next week. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'm going to end it off short, just because what's the point in continuing, I guess, but we are going to lose 3-2. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like on the video. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure to go and check out my opponent. His link is in the description, just like the rest of the coaches in the APA Academy. Tomorrow is our BBL game, and it is another long one. But I guarantee you, actually, I'm hoping, not to guarantee you, I don't know if I will or not, but we shouldn't have to end the video before the battle technically ends because, yeah, that one I'm pretty sure has an ending. But you guys will have to see tomorrow. But anyways, guys, again, make sure you like on the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to answer the comment question of the day, which should be at the top right of your screen. And, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time.